What is up, online party people? I am your host, the Juancito Marvel, and this is a long time coming. It looks like we're back in the PPL this season, and I'm pretty excited. I will probably post the teams that I've drafted and the team that I'm facing against either on the screen right now or in the comment section below, so not comment section, the description below, so please check that out when you have a chance. But as you can see, this is week 1 of the PPL, Pokemon Premier League Division 2, and we are facing against David of the FC Poppplio, and I am more than excited to see how this battle goes. It was a doozy, trust me on that. There's a Stakataka, that's the name of the Mon. There is a Glalie, Mega Glalie to be honest with you, and there's an old Mon that we haven't seen in a while, which is Talonflame. So I'm pretty excited to see how David used it in this match, which I will give you right now, he used it very well and was very pressuring with the offensive pressure that he was able to give off. But as you can see, we're rocking with Noivern, Jellicent, Blaziken, Weavile, Amoonguss, and Jirachi, the star boy himself. But we're going to go right into this battle right now. By the way, if you're going to see these names right now coming on your screen of the Mons, and you're going to find out that these names are actually part of Mozart's Requiem. I'm actually a music major, so these are little basically etudes of his whole Requiem. And we're looking up with Tuba Mirum, the Noivern, and I'm rocking the Frisk ability this week, so I can scout out what sets possibly these Mons are, and I immediately switch out into the Jirachi, expecting the Ice move from the Mega Glalie, as he does Mega Evolve into the Mega Glalie, which, nice name for the Super Suit. Incredibles 2, can't wait for that to come out. He's going to immediately go off for the Ice Shard, try to get some chip damage because he knows that I do outspeed him because Noivern is a fast little bat dragon thing. And he's going to go immediately into the Earthquake, and he's going to discover that I am not speedy invested. I only have about 8 speed investments. I want this to be a more bulky offensive rocks Jirachi, as I do go for my Stealth Rock. I was pretty sure he wasn't able to get off rocks, but as you recall, this gen of Pokemon, literally everything gets defog, and I immediately switch out into the Jellicent to eat up any hits that this Mega Glalie can do if he repeats for the Earthquake, if he was afraid that it was a Speed tie, and he went for the Ice Shard. I eat that up, no problem. Lacrimosa is here, no problem eating everything and anything. He withdraws his Mega Glalie, and he goes right into the Voltaire, which I believe is... oh, no. Not an electric type. It is, actually, Voltaire is a very famous philosopher, which makes sense of why it would be a UC. And I mean, I go for the Toxic, try to get either something on the switch or start wearing down his Mega Glalie, because you do not want that thing to stay in. Pop my leftovers, all that good juicy stuff. Lots of animations going on. By the way, if you're enjoying Gen 7, please leave a comment down below, because Gen 7 is pretty cool. He goes for the knockoff, does get off my leftovers, sadly, for this turn. And I do go for the Hex. I was rocking that Toxic Hex because that would do as much damage as that, and I didn't have any special attack investment, and I'm pretty sure on my Jellicent. And here he's going to go for the U-turn, just trying to gain that offensive pressure. He knows he's probably dead on the next turn. He does try to keep this Yuxi in. He goes into Kunfei. Of all damn things, Kunfei. Goddamn Kunfei, honestly. I go for the recover because I know he was either probably going to try to sack off his Yuxi, or he was going to try to do the switch out. I get recovered, get myself back up to full health, because a healthy Jellicent is a bulky Jellicent. Here he goes for the taunt, predicting me, I think, to go again for the Toxic, try to wear this thing down again. And he caught me. He caught me well. I should have either gone for the Scald or the Hex, try to get some chip damage off while I still could. But it doesn't really matter because he has priority healing. And as Gen 7 does prove, everything gets defogged this gen. Everything gets defogged. So those rocks were not there to stay for long. Would it be nice to keep him up for the Talonflame, because that would have been a clean 50% off the life of that Talonflame. I do switch out here knowing that I really can't do anything. He was bulk, especially defensive. And here, sorry, gas. He goes to start going for the Calm Mind. And I'm like, not really. I'm not feeling this whatsoever. And hopefully with my switch into Jirachi, I do get some offensive pressure back. I am a physical variant of Jirachi this week, so luckily I am impacting the Iron Head, and I can dish out some damage. He does withdraw afraid of anything that I may do, and he goes into Robin, which is his Palossand dedicated bulkiness against this Jirachi. Its neutral damage does about 40%. With no, not 40%, about 30 something percent, and then with the left of recovery, it goes back to about 30. And I switch out because I do not want an Earthquake or an Earth Power. I go into Domine Jesu, which is my dedicated switch in for this Palossand in the Amoonguss. And he goes for the Earth Power, and that does nothing. As you're going to find out, my draft is actually pretty bulky in terms of the mons that can and should be, because I am rocking just anything that can, a lot of things that can do dual jobs. And he goes here, he switches out into the Palossand, realizing that he can't do anything. He goes into the stack attack of all things. I was packing HP Rock in case that he was going to switch into the Talonflame, get some offensive pressure there. And here I go for the Giga Drain, trying to see what exactly could this thing be doing. And here he goes for the Stone Edge, which my calc was like, oh, I could take it. Does a clean 70%. This thing is clearly banded and wants my life and my blood and everything that is in between. And I'm like, no. And I go into Lacrimosa. I'm like, it could take a thing. It's physically bulky, right? Stone Edge. No. Not in the slightest. I pull out Switch trying to get something that could possibly take this, and I just sack off here my Jirachi because banded is not gonna. No, that hurt my soul in so many ways. And here he goes for the Beast, but I'm like, oh no! But he just got the defense boost, which means now he's a little bit more bulkier on the defensive side. So it's a off trade, I guess. I get a clean switch into my Benedictus, which is the Blaziken, and he switches out into the Voltaire, back into the Yuxi. And yeah, I know Superpower would have been able to kill, but I still went for it just in case, because God forbid anything happened. This was a Scarfed Blaziken, so just to be safe and trying to outspeed all the mons. I do get that attack and defense drop, and I cannot stay in, and he gets a free switch into Talonflame. And I'm forced to switch out into my Lacrimosa, which is the Jelson. And unfortunately, he's packing the Acrobatics this week, which is a clean base 110 damage. And I do live, but I am not going to live a second one because he has still that priority Gale Wings. Even though, which doesn't really matter with the Gale Wings because Lacrimosa is slow mon and he's like base 123, 126 speed. And I go into my Blaziken knowing I can possibly slightly live an Acrobatics, which I, with the skin of my teeth of 18 HP, I do, and I land my Stone Edge, which is quad effective. I'm not adamant. I know I was jolly, but it killed. One threat gone. He goes back into the Palossand, knowing that now I am locked into the Stone Edge, which is perfectly fine on his end. And I go back into my Amoonguss, which is now a little bit healthier because I did switch it out with the Regenerator. He now sets up his rocks, and unfortunately, hindsight is 50-20, and I did not bring a Defogger this week. I don't know how many mons I have Defog on my team. I think Blaziken gets Defog now. I know for a fact Noivern gets Defog, and I did not decide to pack Defog whatsoever. Oh well. He brings out his Takataka because he knows he can start doing bad things to me with that banded set, and I just go for the Giga Drain, and I take some life back, and I know I can keep on recovering back HP with that. He goes, I speed it. I know I can at least live one with now that recovery back, and he goes for the Stone Edge, and he's hoping for the crit. Luckily, no crit happens. I live on 27 HP, which is like, oh my god. And I go for the Giga Drain again, which should be able to kill it, which it does. Lucky for me, it is dead. And here, actually, after speaking to David, this is where I probably sealed the deal for me in terms of how this game would have went. He goes into his Mega Glalie, and he starts hitting with the spikes, which means now I have Stealth Rocks and spikes on my field, which is Not ideal. My Blaziken is basically dead on arrival. And I go for the HP Rock, which does decent damage to this Mega Glalie. And here I believe I just let my Amoonguss go down. If I would have saved my Amoonguss, sacked off my Blaziken, I would have had maybe a better chance to deal with the Comfey, because now there's no Comfey answer once the Blaziken and the Amoonguss goes down. I go into my Kyria Lazon, which is the Weavile. He goes for the Ice Shard, trying to get as much chip damage as possible. I just go for the Poison Jab, not playing around any switching with a Dark type move with Comfey. I'm just trying to get this on the switch, and he goes into his Palossand here because he knows he can take easily a Poison Jab with no problem. I'm chipping myself down because I am rocking the Life Orb, so that literally did nothing. I took 10% for no reason. Here, I believe next I go for the knockup because that literally will to a KO depending on if he's running a core barrier or not, and he just goes down completely. He was rocking the leftovers. I completely forgot about that actually, as to this point. And yeah, that was a clean kill. But now he can just go into his Comfey safely, not worry about trying to get into a switch in for this thing, and he can just click Draining Kiss to win the game. Honestly, yeah, with me sacking off Amoonguss that early on I think an unnecessary crit, by the way. That crit did not matter in the slightest. That thing was dead on arrival once everything went down. And here I believe I still, oh no, actually yeah, without the Comfey check, which is Amoonguss, he does run house on my team, but there is a slight chance that you're gonna see right here. I do find out he has leftovers after, you know, not seeing that it took damage before. He goes for the Draining Kiss. And I'm just like, if I live this, I live this. And here I go for the Z-powered Hurricane. And I'm just like, if this kills, I don't have a chance. It goes down to 1-0. I'm happy about that. And we're going to see the animation of the Supersonic Sky Strike go off. And it's amazing. It's beautiful. Noivern is doing things from full H. If it was a little bit chipped, just a little bit chipped, if rocks were still on the field, that would have possibly killed, but unfortunately it just lives at like 10% HP. He can go for the Draining Kiss again, and I do not live this second one, as he does get a max roll on that one. No, he gets a crit on that one actually. If probably he didn't get a crit, there was a slight chance I would have lived based on the roll, and I could have brought it down to 1-0. But again, hindsight is 50-20, and I go into my Blaziken here because that's the last mon I have, and it dies with a combination of rocks and spikes. So GG to David. He showed that he was the superior Popplio team, because I am Deportivo Primarina, and he is indeed the FC Poppplio. Please do check out my man David. His link will be in the description below. Again, the team that I have drafted and the team that I was facing against will be in the description below as well. Check out for those links. If you did enjoy the battle, please do leave a like on the video and do comment on any advice that you can give me. It's been a while since I've played Mons, and I'm pretty sure I did a really good showing for this week after not playing Mons in I think a year and a half. Not keeping up with the game and trying to get back into the rut of things. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.